Greetings everyone, Tim Anderson here, aka Renfell, and welcome to this morning's video as we analyze a statement made by Ashes of Creation founder and creative director Steven Sharif, who says or claims this will be one of the largest and most successful MMOs. And I'm sorry, I have to dive into this because statements like this are what traditionally make me gag when I see them made by little indie teams of developers who have never built an MMORPG before. But I think that Ashes of Creation is a little different than your traditional indie MMORPG, and so I do want to talk about that a little bit this morning and to see whether or not this statement is actually true and viable. But before we dive in, before we actually get into the analysis here, do me a favor. If this is your first time here, make sure you smash the like button as you get through this video. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon so you get updates for all the future content that I do here on YouTube. And of course, don't forget, if you want to, you can join our Discord community. Links are down below. And if you want to go above and beyond, you can check out the Weave in the Void project that I'm working on with my wife and my brother, all being done through our Patreon page. It's a 5th edition tabletop setting with source books and campaign modules, along with a point and click adventure game in the vein of the old King's Quest and Quest for Glory games, and of course, a book series, much like Dragonlance with chapter art, all being done over at patreon.com/wandering hermits. So hopefully, one way or another, I've earned your subscription today at one place or the other. Let's dive into this article. So this is actually something that I found over at mmorpg.com, and I didn't actually find it on mmorpg.com. I was browsing through Facebook this morning, and this happened to pop up in my Facebook feed, and it made me laugh. The first immediate reaction when I saw this was, oh God, here we have another independent MMORPG founder making wild predictions about how their game is the best game ever. It's going to be the best game you've ever played, the most successful. Um, and normally I brush these types of comments off completely. I get a cup of coffee here. But I will say that because I happen to at least be in a community with someone, so I do the Looking for More show with Simmerg and Nathan Napalm over on Simmerg's Twitch channel every Thursday. And Simmerg is a huge believer in this game and a big proponent of this title. And he has been there for a long time. He's one of their primary content creators. He has lived and breathed this alpha as it's been going on. And based on what he has said, and from what I've seen, just doing my own R&D lightly, um, there is a good shot that this game is going to be successful, but I still always get a chuckle when creative directors make comments like our game's going to be one of the largest and most successful MMOs. I don't think that that's necessarily true. I really don't. I think that he is definitely doing a little bit of the peacocking, which is to be expected because they have been very successful with what they've done so far. And if you look at the statistics, and this is what he does say towards the end of this piece, which is something I wanted to talk about. I'm going to quote this here. For us, from a financial wherewithal and capability standpoint, we are capable of progressing the development of the project until completion. Depending on how long that's going to take, obviously, but also from a sheer reward factor, it's something we're really looking forward to see the launch of this game, because I do truly believe, based on the metrics that we're looking at, that this will be one of the largest and most successful MMOs. Man, I've still got sniffles and sneezes, so I apologize. I had to mute myself there to get rid of some fun. So, obviously, their metrics are big. We were discussing this the other day on the Looking for More show in the sense that when you look at a lot of other little indie MMORPG projects that are in the works, they might have a few thousand people on their social media at most. And I think the next biggest thing on the horizon, apart from Ashes of Creation, would be Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, which has been in development for several years longer. But I don't even think Pantheon has as large or as dedicated of a following as Ashes of Creation does. At least not anymore. I think prior to Brad McQuaid passing, I think Pantheon was still like the biggest and most anticipated. indie MMO. But once Brad passed, obviously there is a certain amount of the audience who just kind of maybe not necessarily fell off of being interested, but just kind of went, Brad's not involved anymore. I mean, it's his legacy. We'll be there when it comes out, but we're not actively following the development anymore because they don't have that. They don't have the founder as the front person anymore. I'm not saying that Joppa's not a good guy or anything like that. He's definitely the right person for that job, and he's definitely going to get that project to completion. Of that, I have no doubt. What I'm saying though is that he's not the original, you know, person who came up with the idea, the original creator. He's someone who, along the way, was picked up as the creative director. Here with Ashes of Creation, Steven put his own money in, and it's been, I would say, in my mind, one home run after the other in terms of getting them from the point when they first started off 6 years ago. And if you look at just the amount of people around the world who are anticipating Ashes of Creation, we definitely see, tens of thousands as opposed to just a few thousand. And we see streamers, we see content creators, we see news outlets, we see lots and lots and lots and lots of people who have their eyes on what Ashes of Creation is doing. And especially in like 2021, I feel like some of their big alpha builds, the first public sessions that they'd ever done, moving into, showing hundreds of players on screen flawlessly, which is something that Camelot Unchained still has yet to be able to pull off. Um, and then more recently, with the revelation that they are switching to the Unreal 5 engine for Ashes of Creation, it has just seemed like in terms of development from an indie MMORPG team, they are hitting home runs time after time after time after time. And all of that can definitely lead to someone maybe feeling like their game is going to be one of the largest and most successful MMOs. But it still makes me cringe when I see someone making a statement like that because we don't know what the industry is going to do in the next 2 to 3 years. We don't know whether or not your team is going to suffer any sort of pitfalls. Um, a lot of people thought that Amazon's New World was going to be the next big thing, and look how that turned out. So even though a game might have a lot of hype leading up to its launch, you're never going to know until after the product is actually out the door whether or not the community sticks with it and therefore makes it a viable success, because we've seen lots of projects that have hype, come out, and then immediately bomb within the first 2 to 3 months of the game being out, which of course does not make that a most successful or largest of projects. It definitely makes it something that is yet to be seen. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on this, everybody, as you get up and go in this Saturday morning. What do you think? Do you think Ashes of Creation can really be? Is it going to be the one of the largest and most successful MMOs to come out? I think that it definitely has the potential to do so. But I'm not going to base my opinion based on something that the correct creative director is saying when he's trying to hype up his game. I'm not saying that he's wrong. And again, I don't have a horse in this show because I'm not a PvP player, so I'm not heavily vested into this game. I will probably end up playing it as part of Simmer's community because if I'm surrounded by other people who are doing the PvPing, then I won't have to worry about it so much, and I might just play it just to get the enjoyment of being part of that community. But I'm very much these days on the fence of let's wait until it comes out and then we'll make a declaration about whether or not it's one of the biggest and best MMORPGs to have ever come out. Because until that point, it's really just smoke and mirrors because we still don't get to see a lot. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that's being hidden, and it's as much as a creative director needs to be hyped about their own project because they want to inspire people to feel good about the product and pre-order it and buy it and everything else. These kind of comments always make me kind of go, really? But I'd love to know your thoughts on this, everybody. Do you think that Ashes of Creation is poised to become one of the largest and most successful MMOs? Let me know in the comments below what you think. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. all those good things. Join our Discord. Links are down below. And of course, if you want to join us, what we're working on with the Weave in the Void, my brother, my wife, and I, you can head on over to patreon.com/wandering hermits. Pick up a subscription for as little as $3 a month. It's a great way to support what I do here on YouTube and support us with what we're building there. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, have fun.